Welcome to Nigeria, a nation where the right to speak your mind exists only in theory. Here, freedom of speech comes at a heavy cost, and expressing your thoughts openly can lead to unimaginable consequences. Criticizing the government or challenging the status quo can make you a target for suppression, intimidation, or even violence. The voices of the people are often drowned out by fear, as those who dare to speak out risk arrest, harassment, or worse. In this land, democracy is promised but rarely practiced, and silence is often the only protection against the wrath of those in power. Is Nigeria a country or a prison in disguise? In recent years, life in Nigeria has become so difficult that many people are beginning to wonder, are we truly living in a free country, or are we prisoners in our own land? The high cost of living, lack of basic amenities, and constant government oppression have left many Nigerians feeling helpless. Every day, the price of food, transportation, fuel, and even electricity continues to rise, yet salaries remain the same. Businesses are shutting down, job opportunities are scarce, and survival has become a daily struggle. But what's even more disturbing is how the government reacts whenever people complain. Instead of finding solutions, they threaten, silence, and punish those who speak out. Is the government trying to silence Nigerians? One clear example of this is the sudden increase in internet data costs. It is no longer a secret that social media has given Nigerians a voice. It has become a platform where people expose government corruption, share their struggles, and call for change. The Nigerian government knows this, and now they are doing everything possible to reduce access to information by making data too expensive for the average citizen. Think about it. If poor and middle-class Nigerians can no longer afford data, they won't be able to read the news, engage in discussions, or even express their pain. This means fewer people will be aware of the suffering happening across the country, and the government can continue to oppress us in silence. This is not just a random decision. It is a deliberate plan to keep Nigerians in the dark. A country that punishes its citizens for speaking out in a democratic country, freedom of speech is a basic right. But in Nigeria, if you speak out against the government, you become a target. We have seen cases where citizens were arrested for criticizing the government online. Some were forced to take down their posts after receiving threats. Others were even beaten, harassed, or forced into hiding. How can we call ourselves a free country when people are afraid to express their opinions? Nigeria is beginning to feel like a prison where the government decides what we can and cannot say. The economic collapse and the depopulation agenda many Nigerians believe that this suffering is not a coincidence. It is intentional. There is a growing concern that the government is working with foreign powers to reduce Africa's population. The signs are everywhere. Lack of good health care, many people cannot afford hospital bills and are dying of treatable illnesses. High cost of living, families can no longer afford basic food items. Unemployment and poverty, millions of Nigerians are jobless and struggling to survive. Some believe that all these issues are part of a larger plan to weaken and destroy the people. Whether this is true or not, one thing is clear. The Nigerian government does not care about its citizens. What can we do? If we continue to remain silent, things will only get worse. Our children and future generations will suffer even more than we are suffering now. This is why it is important to speak up, create awareness, and demand change. Social media is one of the few tools we have left. The government knows this, and that is why they are trying to shut us up. What you can do. Share this message so more people can be informed. Talk about these issues on social media and in your communities. Hold our leaders accountable by demanding real change. Nigeria should be our home, not our prison. The question is, will we remain silent or will we rise and fight for our rights?